Hi, my name is Kelly, and for my leisure exploration number 3, I will be reading a book which fulfills the linguistic intelligence. And I just saw that like people are really good with like words, poems, writing, and one of the examples was reading. I'll be reading for 40 minutes, and I'll try to read out loud, and I'll read in my mind because I think reading out loud, I've heard that it helps with like improving your reading skills. And to be honest, I'm a little bit insecure on on my reading skills. When I get picked on in class to read something, I feel like a robot and I feel like my reading isn't fluent. So hopefully it can help a little bit, and I'm definitely going to finish even though I'm only supposed to like read for 40 minutes. My sister said that this was a really good book, and it's by Kobe Bryant. Well, he created the story for his daughters, and I think that's really cute. He's a basketball player and I like basketball. But yeah, there's a lot of reasons why I want to read this book. And there's like a second book and a third book, so I'm just like very excited, but I'll start now. I forgot to mention about my previous experience with this activity. I honestly don't remember the last time I read a book, and I know that's a little bit sad. That's why I'm very excited to read. And I think that brings me to the topic of perceived competence, because it demonstrates how much I care about my reading skills and how much I'm willing to set aside time and read this new book, not just in my head, but I'm also willing to read it out loud so I can get something out of it, plus like enjoy the book as I read. You can tell that I'm trying my best because I haven't read in a long time out loud, and you can see me stutter and repeat myself, and it just doesn't sound, I don't have a good flow. I also read very slow, so I didn't get too far into the book in just 40 minutes. And a hand over his hair, then propped himself casually against the trunk of a... I finished the first chapter. This is chapter 2. And as I read the first chapter, I kind of read most of, like 90% out loud. But then my voice kind of got tired, and I started to just read in my mind. And I think that was more calmer for me than reading out loud because I would stutter a lot. But both are good. So just keep reading now. This activity is both intrinsic and intrinsic, because while I read, I'm engaging in a story and I'm learning the theme, learning the characters, learning like what's happening, and I enjoy the story. And then after I finish the book, I will have new knowledge, new vocabulary, and my reading skills have grown. So for intrinsic, I'm reading the book because I want to read the book and I like to read the book, but I'm also going to get something out of it because I'm doing it. When anyone chooses to read a book, I think internally directed people are most likely to do that because it's more personal and they're the ones who want to read the book. So they're controlling what's important with their time and using that to read the book that they want to read, which I'm doing here. So I think this is more like an internally directed activity. The only way I think it would be external is if you have like a book club, which is something me and my sister and my brother's girlfriend have been thinking about doing, and just like reading the same book and like talking about it. So it could definitely work as external as well. This burlap shift was on the backward. Leo's. As I reached the 40-minute mark, I did get exhausted reading out loud, so I usually just read in my head. And I got to the beginning of the 3rd chapter, and I think that was a good place to stop because it was getting into the book more. I think I'll definitely keep reading before I go to sleep or when I have extra time. Out of all the activities I'd done, I thought this was going to be the most boring and dreadful, but it was the exact opposite. I actually like the concept of reading now, and I always thought it was just something I would not be into, but I really enjoyed it and I had a great time. Thank you. Bye.